What is up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Report. As this morning I bring you an anime review of Kiznaiver, episode 2. So this episode was all about character development today. I mean, we got to know the characters since the first episode was building the world up. This time we got to know each one of the characters and know what we're getting into with each one of these people as we're investing ourselves into them as they share their pain across the other individuals in this series. So starting off, we get a clip of the mayor basically verifying what I said last week, that Sonozaki is trying to make a perfect world with this Kizuna system by having everybody share their pain. You know, that's a hope of having world peace, because if everybody feels the same type of pain, then, you know, of course they assume there'll be no war, there'll be no robberies or any type of crime, because everybody will feel the same thing. Of course it's flawed, but that's where she gets to at first, or at least that's how I feel. That's what she's trying to do with the Kizuna system. So without further ado, getting on to the episode and that little bit that got verified right there, we also find out that the school counselor as well as the teacher of class 2A were the people who chose the students that were put into the Kizuna system. And they are now embarking on their very first mission that's introducing them by Sonozaki as character introduction. That's right, each one of these guys are gonna have to introduce themselves and reveal a dark secret, and they must reveal something once every 10 minutes, or Sonozaki is basically gonna torture Katsu at this point, because whenever he gets hurt or whenever one of the other people gets hurt, then everybody feels that exact pain. So Tenga, he takes the mic first and he gets up and he introduces himself. I'm Tenga, I'm from class 2A, and he just reveals that he likes to, you know, fight and play golf and football and things like that. But that registers as a fail as everybody gets shocked after Sonozaki shocks Katsu, basically again saying that you have to reveal a dark secret that I know already, something that caused me to capture you guys and make this system in place. So you can't get up there and do something that everybody would know already. Each one of you have been choosing for a reason, and for that reason is what we want to reveal, so you guys get to know each other and understand each other, as you're basically sharing one body at this point. So after that happens, she sends in 2 dogs and Tenga just runs out of there. He bails in fear of these dogs and he falls down the steps right now, and he reveals that he is afraid of dogs. Even though he's called the mad dog himself for his reputation, he's actually definitely afraid of dogs, and that registers as a pass because that's a dark secret within him, something that's close to his heart that he didn't want people to know about him. So that registers as a pass, and when that happened, you see Katsu, he had a little bit of an emotional response to it because it was something that was deep rooted within Tenga. And at this point, Sonozaki, she gets up in his face almost as if she was about to kiss him, and says, and basically asks him, does he feel anything? Like, her being in this position on him, does that mount any type of feelings on him? And it doesn't, of course, because he doesn't have any emotions. He can't feel any pain. He just has all that blocked off from within himself. So she makes a comment when she leaves by saying that you haven't changed at all, and she releases him from his bond and tells him to go with the rest to go help out with the rest of the mission here. This is their first mission, and every time they do a mission or it's a success, that marking that everyone has on their arm, it shows up as either a pass or a fail, or lets them know what the next mission is. So next up to the bat, we get Nico. You know, the chick that has the blonde hair, and she was kind of eccentric, and her dark secret was basically that she's not crazy. She's basically classified herself as the perfect girl. Like, she's young, she's beautiful, she thinks that she's smart, and her parents are rich. So her acting like she's eccentric and crazy will help her, like, not stand out for some reason, which is crazy thinking, as she admits that she doesn't see fairy, and the whole thing about her being so crazy and eccentric is an act. However, it's a little bit of Harley Quinn in her, because in order to come up with something that elaborate, you still gotta be a little bit crazy, and she still comes off as eccentric as the next phase of this position. First, they were just given the chance to reveal their identities, but then the stakes get higher. You saw the dogs come out. This time they have a 1-minute timer where the place is going to explode, but someone else to reveal their next secret, which Nico did. And while everything was exploding and going down around them, she was all just happy and dancing around and talking about, hey, I got some candy. So she's still crazy. It's just the reason for what she was doing, and her deep-rooted secret was it's all just an act, or at least so it seems. So that takes us to our next character by the name of Yuta, and he was like the guy with the short cropped blue hair, and he was the popular guy from the last episode with all of the girls. And we find out that his deep-rooted secret is that he used to be fat, and he's really embarrassed about that, and he tries to do everything he can to keep that picture of himself away. That's how vain he is about himself. But it looks like the room that they were trapped in, they had a picture of him from back when he was in 6th grade, and that's pretty much his secret. It's like he used to be somebody he was ashamed of, so that registered as a pass for him. Next up, we had Chidori, and you know, Chidori is the best friend of the main character, and hers was pretty straightforward and actually pretty shocking, because she reveals that she's in love with Katsu, because at this point, Sonozaki took Katsu outside, and she has him hanging from this beam, and she has like a detonator that's going to let him go and have him fall to his doom if Chidori didn't reveal her secret. And she reveals that she's always loved him and cared about him, and she also reveals a little bit more about him in turn by saying that at one point he had more feelings than he did, and he used to care for her and, you know, play with her and make her laugh and things like that. So this straight up deadpan character that we see didn't always exist. So she reveals her true feelings about that, and this also causes Katsu to grab the mic and say something about himself as well, by saying that he's always felt some type of connection to Chidori, but he just didn't know how to express that. But he is beginning to feel something with all of the people revealing their deepest feelings towards them in the Kizuna system, and now he's beginning to feel something. Like, for example, when Tengo was running from the dogs, again, he fell down the steps, but when he revealed that he was scared of dogs, it sparked some type of response in our main character. And once he reveals that, the rope does snap because of the pressure, because Chidori jumped on it to try to, you know, save him. And while they were falling, they actually do get the mission complete, and we learn later in the episode that Katsu was excused from this experiment because he doesn't remember his true feelings. I mean, we saw that someone basically killed himself in front of him, and he doesn't have any feelings or emotions about that. I'm pretty sure the whole point of this all from Sonozaki is to pretty much bring that to light. As she said, you will feel pain again. So even though it looked like things were dire for him, they hit like an air mattress at the bottom, and everything's okay because they were caught. But that leaves one more person that was left, and that was the girl with the glasses. Her name was Maki, as we find out in this episode, and Sonozaki was going to excuse her from the exercise because it was apparently something so deep that she didn't want it to get out. But Sonozaki also said it's completely fine if you didn't want to reveal something that you didn't know, and she was gonna use the facade that Maki didn't know what her secret was. But Maki comes in at the end of the episode and takes the mic, and she reveals her secret herself, saying that she killed someone before. So that got dark really quick. But come on, it's Trigger. You know they're going to bring this type of thing for you. So that was it. Overall, it was a really good episode. It was nice to kick back and see all these people, because we're going to be along for a ride of everybody being linked together. So actions are going to affect others at this point. So it was good to take this entire episode to know what makes everybody tick and why everybody's there. And also gives us a little bit more insight of how it's going to affect each other, because after everyone revealed their secret, you know, the other people in the room, they kind of like commended them, like, oh, it's okay if you're scared of dogs, they are scary. Or even though Nico is crazy, they was kind of like, well, we could kind of understand where you come from, with you and your reputation, you didn't want to be that way, and it's okay if you were fat, you know, people shouldn't judge you that way. So again, overall, it was a good episode. Holla at me, let me know what you think. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as I constantly uploading content at this point. Almost seems like every day, because it's just so much good on right now. And that is it for the Scout Report. So on that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed. Thank you for joining me. And as I always say, you can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you're hearing me, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for watching the Scout Report once again. See you soon.